And finally, we have arrived at the last night of leaks, night 4. And just as Raz promised, he's released the final boss leak from this year's Halloween event, and it's a girl! Now, this is not completely surprising to me since I was aware that Raz had made some comments in the TDS Discord server alluding to this boss's gender starting in September. On September 29th, he said, haha, just you wait until you find out what gender the boss is this time, haha, totally, haha, totally, yup. Again, on October 12th, Raz said, what if you marry the Halloween boss and that's how you win? Welcome everyone to Tower Marriage Simulator. So because of these comments, it was pretty obvious that this year's boss was going to be female, and I think that's awesome. When I do my live streams, kids are always asking me what my favorite tower is or my favorite enemy is, and I always say Nico DJ because... And now I'll finally be able to say my favorite boss is... well, I don't know this boss's name yet. In fact, let's go ahead and dig into this image to see if it's anything like the other leaks that we've gotten so far. First thing is the text on the pic this time says, she awaits. She. Her? Whoever designed this boss did a really good job because even if they didn't reference her gender by saying she, I feel like it looks feminine. Because of that eye shape, and I am pretty sure this is long hair here, and even this might be her hair because it looks like this is a strand, kind of like she's got a big old ponytail. She's also wearing some kind of a cloak, that's what this collar is a part of, and check this out. I think that what we're seeing here is like a big half circle that goes over her head, very similar to the half circle thing that the last boss leak had. In my mind, that means these two bosses are related. Most likely, they're part of some kind of intergalactic group of enemies that wears these halo-type objects to signify that they have special powers or something. Because you gotta remember, the story that was hinted at in yesterday's leak says that she's the one who's taken over the universe. So I'd be willing to bet that she's traveled across the universe destroying planets, and now she's finally arrived at Earth. I think she uses some kind of mind control to get into the zombies' heads and make them attack us. And that's what this thing right here is. And whatever this shape here is on top of the staff, she also has on her head. This is just a smaller version of it. So that's gotta mean something, right? Like it's some kind of spiritual or ritualistic symbol that gives her power. Although another possibility is that this handle is actually the hilt of a sword and not a staff. I gotta admit, it looks a lot more like the bottom part of a sword, and in this picture, she would be holding the blade to the ground. So that's not quite as interesting as it being a magical staff. The only thing about it is that if it was a staff, I'd expect the top to be much more ornately designed. You can look at some of the current enemies that use a staff like the Dark Necromancer and the Necromancer boss, and you can see that their staffs have a lot more going on up at the top. But if this is a magical staff, I'd assume that her main power would be summoning zombies, which is exactly what the Necromancer enemies do. So maybe she's a breed of really powerful Necromancer. What would be really cool about that is, as far as I know, we've never had a boss that summons like Necromancers do. Even though the bosses do summon enemies, the Necromancers really summon a lot of enemies. So that would be a really original ability for this boss to have. And it would make sense if she is in fact using mind control on the older TDS enemies like Jax to make them fight for her. Alright, that's pretty much all I can tell about the boss from this image. As far as the text goes, when it says she awaits, that makes it sound like she's either waiting for us, like we're gonna have to go and fight her, as opposed to her invading an area that we have to defend, or she's waiting for the boss from the third leaked image to finish his plans before she attacks. Because remember, the text on that third image was, he's scheming. And the good old Google machine says that scheming means given to or involved in making secret and underhand plans. So saying she awaits could mean that she's waiting until the plans are ready and then she's gonna attack. Now, one thing that's really different about this leak is the Roman numerals behind the words have now turned yellow, while in the other images, they're all white. The devs might have done this simply because it's the final boss leak, or they could have done it to match her eyes since those are yellow. Or, now hear me out on this, they changed the color because all 3 of the other bosses are enemies that we've already seen before, and she's exclusive to this event. So if the older enemies are just her pawns, they're not special, but she is special. She's the unique one, and that's why the color changed. So those are my guesses on who she is, where she comes from, what she's gonna look like, and what her powers are gonna be. As of the making of this video, there hasn't been any hints as to when the event will release. I'm still holding out hope that it's gonna be this weekend since it's only Tuesday and the leaks are already over. There might be some more leaks that are leaked, since Raz only says that this image is the final boss leak. We might be getting some leaks of other things like what the lobby is going to look like, what the event map is going to look like, or even some actual gameplay. If they release this update next weekend, then it's totally possible that we could get a couple of leaks before then, but if it releases this weekend, I would expect this image to be the last leak until then. Alright, now I want to show you guys something I found when looking through the TDS Discord. Here Raz says that the devs want to use the new matchmaking system for the upcoming Halloween event exclusively before doing a full rollout for the rest of the game modes. What initially worried me about using this system for this event would be the fact that without the team system in place, we'd be paired up with random people. So how on earth could we possibly coordinate what towers everyone's using and make sure we bring the towers that we need to win? Well, I found this interesting nugget right here in which Raz says you will be able to see what towers the other people who you matched with have when this gets launched on Halloween. First thing he says that sticks out is on Halloween instead of with the Halloween update. This makes it sound like he's planning for the new matchmaking system to be released on Halloween. Well, if it's being used for the Halloween event, wouldn't he also kind of be confirming that the event's going to be released on Halloween? Maybe. But here's what's really cool about this leak. Check out the video that he attached. Look out, he's got a gun! Obviously, the devs remade the player UI and added some kind of animation. Now, this could just be something funny that he did for himself. It might also be exclusive to only the TDS devs, but I'm hoping it's something that we can add to personalize our profiles. As you can see, it's his avatar pulling out a gun. Basically, the idea is that we'd be able to choose this animation to play when someone looks at our towers, and there'd be like 2 or 3 different animations to choose from. Like in one, your avatar pulls out a gun, in another, it pulls out a book to read, and then in another, your avatar would have its fists up ready to fight. I say that last one specifically because Raz posted this image on October 10th. This is his avatar ready to engage in fisticuffs, so there must be multiple animations to choose from, right? Again, it could be exclusive to the devs, but I'm hoping it's something that we can use. Alright, and that does it for this video. Even though the boss leaks are done, I'm still planning on making a few more videos about the upcoming event. I want to make one about my event tower predictions. I want to make another one about what I think the story for this event is going to be, and I'm probably going to make another video going over community predictions for this event because you guys have some really interesting ideas. So if you have any predictions or ideas that I haven't covered yet, go ahead and drop them down in the comments below, and you might be lucky enough to get featured in a Just Harry video. For now, go ahead and smash that like button with your forehead, hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming content, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say, peace!